Hi, this is Arianne Lemire, and I'm going to share the top 7 habits that helped me get from $50,000 in debt at the age of 23 to retiring early at the age of 27 with $10,000 a month in passive income through real estate investing. So last year, my husband and I did something crazy. We were away for 3 months and we spent time with our family traveling all over New Zealand, Australia, Hawaii, and Florida. And the crazy thing is, our passive income paid for all of that, but not just that, it kept making more and more passive income as we were away. So if you told me this like a few years ago, that this was going to be possible and we could do all this stuff with passive income, there's no way I would have believed you. So in this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the top 7 habits we use to help us get from debt to financially free, so you can do it too. Since this is going to be mainly an overview, if you want to know more about a specific habit in depth, please comment down below, tell me what you want to know, and I'm going to use that as an idea for an upcoming video. Okay, let's get started. Habit number 1 is write down your why. Why do you want to achieve financial freedom? It's going to be different for everyone. So a quick backstory on my why. So I was born in the Philippines. I lived in New Zealand for 7 years, and then I moved to the US when I married my husband Chris. And as we started our, perfect lives, right? We got married, got good jobs. I was a speech language pathologist. Chris was a software developer. We were living our lives, and then after a while, we realized that, hey, hold on, there's something wrong here. My family is in New Zealand, and we're here. And at the time, my job didn't really provide a lot of opportunity to take time off. I had PTO, but I was the only speech language pathologist in that building. So that meant I couldn't really take 2 weeks to 4 weeks off to go to New Zealand. And we just realized that, hey, how are we gonna spend time with the other half of our family? One day there was this big family emergency in New Zealand and we couldn't go. And that was really tough. If there's one regret I have, it was that I couldn't be there for my family when they needed me the most. So that's when we knew things had to change. We couldn't let money or the fear of losing our jobs be the reason why we can't go to our family when they need us the most. So that's really what solidified our why, and that's what we did. We wrote that down, right? We didn't want money to be the reason why we can't be there for our loved ones. So whatever your why is, write it down. When you write it down and you get super laser focused on this is why I'm doing this is why it's worth it, they turn those wants into musts. Habit number 2, write down your goal and review it daily. So now you know your why, now we're gonna write down what your goal is. And it could look something like this. I want to retire in blank years with blank amount in passive income monthly so that I can blank. And the great thing is you fill in the blanks. Now, fill in the blanks, and I want to know a little bit more about you. Go ahead and write it down in the comments below. Write down your why and write down your goal, and I want to see what you guys are working towards. Habit number 3, get on the same page with your life partner. Now, if you're single, I guess you can ignore this, but if you have a spouse or a significant other, you want to make sure that you guys are on the same page. You both want to write down your whys, and you both want to write down your goals, and you want to make sure that they align. The last thing you want to do is drift apart as a couple because one of you is moving towards one direction and the other one is either staying still or going the opposite direction. So make this a habit. Set a time at least once a month to talk about your whys, talk about your goals, and make sure you guys are going forward in the same direction. Habit number 4, measure your progress regularly. What you measure gets managed. Have you ever gone on a fitness program where they tell you measure your calories, your macros, and then you weigh in every week to see how you're progressing with your goal? Where it's the exact same thing with financial fitness and financial freedom. So at the very least, you want to measure 3 things: what you spend each month, what you make each month, and what's the difference. Because that difference, that's what's going to help you get to financial freedom. So do those things regularly. Make it a habit, because you'll see, even if it's a small difference, you'll see that that number grows. Like the difference, the number you save, that grows, and it starts getting fun. Like when we started doing this, we were like, oh, we're saving this much a month, and then next month we're saving this much, and now we're that much closer to financial freedom. So go ahead and do it. Measure your progress regularly. Habit number 5, review your expenses. Now, the goal of this habit is to look at what you spend and figure out where you can reduce your costs for things that you don't really care that much about, like things you won't miss. And one big point to make here is you don't want to deprive yourself, right? You don't want to do this and just reduce everything, even the things that you love or the things that bring you the most enjoyment. Because if you do that, you're going to quit. You're gonna say, this financial freedom thing sucks. I don't want to do these habits anymore because all it does is remove the things I like. No, you don't want to do that, right? So for example, one of the things we really love is date night each week. So instead of trimming that, right, we looked at other things that we could trim. And one example is this soon to be famous Mountain Dew story. So Chris was a software developer, and he used to drink a case or more of Mountain Dew each day, right? Not week, each day. And so when we were looking at our expenses, we were like, whoa, we're spending like $200 plus a month on Mountain Dew. And we talked about it, and Chris said that the only reason he drank Mountain Dew was he thought it tasted good. So, and we were buying those cans, right? Like $7 packs of Mountain Dew. So now instead of buying a $7 pack, we said, well, what if we just buy a liter? That way you can still have the taste of Mountain Dew without the cost of $7 a day. So we did that, and that reduced our expense from $200 plus a month to about $30 a month. And after a while, we started talking, and he said, I actually like sweet tea. Maybe we could just make sweet tea instead of buy Mountain Dew. So we did that, and then that reduced our expenses from $30 a month to like $10 a month because we just bought the bags of sweet tea, right? And then after a while, we just stopped making the sweet tea, and which is great because now we're not spending any money on Mountain Dew or sweet tea, and we're actually a lot healthier because we're not drinking that much sugar. So that's one example. Find an example for you, right? Maybe you can reduce some of the subscriptions that you're not using, or maybe you don't watch cable anymore and you could just use a streaming service. So whatever it is, just find things where you can trim down, trim down on things that you're not going to miss, and don't remove the things that you love and bring you the most enjoyment for you and your family. If you're liking this so far, please click the like button, or if you don't like it, click the dislike button. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to improve, and I'm going to do my best to do it. Habit number 6, review your income. The goal here is to find ways where you can increase your income without necessarily going and getting another 4-year degree and going into student loans, right? So one of the things we do is we rent out part of our garage. And we have a 2-car garage. We don't really have anything we store there. So we rented it out to a local business, and they pay us $200 a month. And that was just, money we didn't have before. Another example is when I was younger and I was in high school and university, my parents, they rented out a spare bedroom in our house, and it was on a different level, so we didn't really have to feel like we lost a lot of privacy, right? But anyway, they rented out that spare bedroom. We got, I think it was like $700 to $800 extra a month, and that's a huge deal. That's another $700 to $800 a month that they could use to pay for expenses or use or save that money. So find things where you can make extra money without necessarily going through such a big ordeal, right? And it's going to be different from person to person. One person might, want to work a few extra hours each week. Somebody might want to do a little side hustle because they really like doing their passion project side hustle. But whatever it is for you, just find little things where you can increase your income, and that's going to help boost your savings. Habit number 7, invest in assets that give you consistent cash flow. So the main thing here is you want to find an asset class that gives you consistent cash flow. One example is dividend paying stocks, right? So you buy a stock and it pays you a certain amount of dividends each month. So that's consistent cash flow. So my preferred asset class is real estate, and that's because I can understand it. So I can see that here's a house, here's what rent typically is, and if I renovate it, maybe I can increase rent to this amount. And if for some reason something happens to the economy, the value of that house might go down, but as long as I buy it right and the cash flow that I get still pays for the mortgage and all the other expenses, and I can still get that rent and cash flow coming in, then I'm okay, because I invested for cash flow, not really the value or the appreciation. Our goal is financial freedom, right? And the way we define that is we have passive income that doesn't rely on what we do, that comes in each and every month, that pays for our needs and our wants. So if you focus on investing on something that gives you consistent cash flow, that's how you're going to achieve financial freedom. Now, there's other investments that focus on, increasing values over time, and that's great. That's icing on the cake. Real estate provides that too, and it's awesome icing, right? Good for your net worth. But what you're gonna become financial free from is that consistent cash flow. So focus on that. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. So which of these 7 habits do you have the most trouble with, or do you have the most questions about? Go ahead and comment it down below. What's your question, or what do you want to know more about each specific habit? And if we get enough interest, I'm going to go ahead and make a video just on that specific one. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can see all of my upcoming videos. The next video I'm going to film is exactly the step-by-steps we took to get from $50,000 in debt to $10,000 a month in passive income. I'm going to talk about what kind of rental properties we bought, how exactly we looked at our budget to reduce our costs and save a lot of money each month to help with our financial freedom goals. So if you want to watch that video, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be the first to know when that video is up.